This is what all the hot rodders, all the hot rodders. Yes, sir. I like that over here lights you got in this car.
It ain't going nowhere. While we're here in Missouri, we're gonna have a bite to eat at the Catfish Kettle. Let's go in and see how the catfish is.
I don't think it's today. I don't know when it is.
September the 16th.
Woo.
15. I'll take it then.
Okay, doke. Here we are.
Hi guys, just here
Hi.
yet?
Yes.
Follow her.
Sweet tea.
Free tea.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Dead Car Rescue. What we're rescuing today is a tea bucket. As you know, it belongs to my brother, and it's been setting up a long time. It does run. I will put it that way. I drove it in here. I didn't expect it to start. Hit the key, pumped the accelerator a little bit, fired right up. So at least we don't have to work on the engine. But we're going to tidy up some wires, make it look a little better than what it does. So get you a handful of wrenches, let's go to work. Okay, we're going to look this car over a little bit better. It does have rack and pinion steering. It's got disc brakes. It's got decent tires on the front. I don't know if the headlights and tail lights, I don't think it has any turn signals, but this is all homemade. My brother built it over the years, little by little. He's just an old school mechanic like us. We use what we got, but we get the job done. If you're that type of person, you'll probably like my channel. But if you're real neat and picky and tidy and all that, you probably won't. That's the way we do it. So all you old guys that out there that just want to make the doggone thing run and drive, and you don't care about specifics or details, this is your channel. It does have airbags, an airbag up under there. That airbag it's a 3-point deal. You got these two bars, and you got the airbag. That's what's holding the front end. But this, like I said before, this car don't drive down the highway like 60, 70, 80 mile an hour. You're just putting around. You're probably doing 50 mile an hour going down the highway and hoping nothing breaks. It's got a homemade plexiglass windshield. He built this frame. Did a good job of that, I think. And he built the dash. It was just a shell when he bought it. A shell on a frame, and that was it. He does have the gear shift down here, which it's just kind of like cobbled up, homemade looking thing, like we do. He wants to see if I can maybe put it in the middle of the floor there instead of under his leg. So we're going to look at doing that. We're going to also clean it up. Tires on the back are wore, but for what he does with it, they're fine. Now this coffin on the back, I asked him what to do about it. He said, do whatever you want to do. So I'm going to try to find some blue paint and paint it. Because like I say, I've got other stuff to work on too besides this. I've got to get my Fairlane in here and get it sanded down and clear coated. So we're all planning in about another month to take these vehicles to a parade in Lepanto, Arkansas. They have a Terrapin Derby in Lepanto, Arkansas once a year. It's the first Saturday of October. And you drive down through there and show your car off. Well, I say it's got a cam in it. That sounds really good. I'm not a Ford man, but I like the sound of that. I wish I had that in my Fairlane. And he had the 6-cylinder in this. Bob, let's trade motors. This would be good with my 6-cylinder in here, out of the Fairlane, wouldn't it? Don't y'all think? And that would be good in my Fairlane. Think about it, Bob. You're gonna have to buy a lot of gas for this thing. Gas is so high, you need a 6-cylinder in that. But there it is. Let's get to work on it, see what we can do. One down and one to go. I want to thank my brother Bob for the anti-seize. He puts that on everything, even his sausage and biscuits. He's a believer in it. This is a piece of exhaust pipe. As you can see, it's got one tack on it, right there. It's a little bit loose. It's not going to last very long like that. And here's the top where you used to have airbags here. Okay, now this spring, I don't even know what it come off of, but this spring was just actually just sitting there. There's nothing to hold it up to this but the weight of the car. When the rear end swung up, when you put weight on it, it just held the spring. So that's not really correct. That needs to be secured some way. Don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to sit there and scratch my head and try to figure something out. Got the spring, and it will not stay in if that rear end goes down. So what do you do when something like that happens? You weld a piece of chain. That way it'll go down a little bit, but it won't go out down enough for this spring to be lost. Oh yeah, it's gonna ride like a buckboard, but oh well. It rode like a buckboard before and he drove it slow, so just remember, like the hardtail Harleys, this is basically the same thing. But it's got a little chain. It's tight now because I got all the rear end hanging down. But when it's up, it's loose and it'll do. It's wood, and I'm going to primer it and try to paint it blue, same color as the T-bucket. We're going to see how that turns out. Okay, I got a plan. I'm going to paint it two-tone. I cannot find a blue to match the blue that's on the car. So I primered it. That's wood now. And that's one can, rattle can of this hammered black paint. Hammered black Krylon, all in one, paint and primer. But I'm gonna put a couple of more cans on it. That's one can. I think one more can will probably make it smooth. I just sprayed a tack coat on it, kind of, to cover up the wood. So that's my plan. But the other plan, see the yellow tape? I taped it off. I'm gonna paint from the stripe down black. So I don't know how that's gonna look. My brother said, you can't hurt it, do whatever you wanna do with it. So from the stripe down is gonna be black. I measured off the tape, so it's the same on both sides. And I'm also gonna paint some of the frame and all that, but I'll probably wash it first. Should have washed it before I brought it in here. What do you guys think? Blue on top, blue radiator shroud, black around the bottom, and a black back end. If I could have found some more blue paint, I would have probably painted that blue. But I didn't, I couldn't find it. I don't know where he got this paint at, but he said it was rattle cans. So like he said, I'm not gonna hurt it. If he don't like it later, he can change it, but I doubt if he ever will. It's getting late, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut her down for the night. Okay, I got it all masked off. Had a little change of an idea. So instead of spraying it black, I come up with this blue. The bright blue right there, that can. Gloss Patriotic Blue. Pops, I gotta say that. I'm gonna paint the bottom from the tape down that dark blue, that patriotic blue. I'm gonna paint the back end patriotic blue. Picture that in your mind. Let's see what y'all can think before I mess it up. Too late. By the time you see this video, it will be messed up. If I don't like it, I can always come back and spray black over it. But that's what my plan is. And by the way, above the tape is going to be the original color that it is now. It's going to be a two-tone. Let's see how that works.